Welcome! My name is Apple, and for this week I'm going to be doing a summer art tour of all my artwork from the summer of 2022. So for my first art piece, I did this back in the beginning of May. This was my very first background piece that I've ever done. And honestly, I really like the way it came out and the colors. Definitely not my best work, but I was really proud of the way it came out for this being my first background painting. I never really liked doing backgrounds before this, but I feel like this piece was definitely my gateway into getting into doing backgrounds. This isn't my favorite piece, but I can definitely appreciate my improvement that I've made since then. This next one I did more towards the end of May, and it was a little bit of side profile practice that I did with Jotaro from JoJo's. I believe this is actually the first post that I made on my art account. So if you don't follow my Instagram, I'll go ahead and link it in the description. I kind of want to do a repaint of this, but we'll see. This next one I did was of Bucciarati from JoJo's. I know that this was end of May, beginning of June, because that's when I finished JoJo's, and literally it's one of my top 5, and as you can tell, Bucciarati and Jotaro are definitely my favorites. I actually really like this piece, and this is kind of like one of the pieces where I feel like my anatomy definitely improved a lot here. So I'm really proud of this piece. Definitely some things I would change now, and especially like the blue that I have on his white suit. I just really love it. Okay, so this one is one of my first original pieces to come out. This one holds such a special place in my heart. Literally, I love this one so much, and it's also one of the first ones where I did like a full background. I have a lot more paintings that I did with these characters, and oh my gosh, I just really love this series so much. But in case you don't know what's going on, this character is hanging up in this lily looking thing, and they're in like this forest with a bunch of those, and she's hanging down from it and waving to this friend who has her backpack. Well, she's actually carrying her backpack, and they're walking through the forest together. She's a lot more ambitious and more outgoing than this one is, and so she'll try to do things that will make her want to join, but she's always very hesitant at first. But so anyway, they're just walking through this forest, and she's waving to her while she's hanging down from this. But I just think it's so cute. Like, I will never get over this one. I was just so happy with the way that this came out, and especially the colors up here. Like, I just really love the way that it looks. Okay, this next one, I really like the idea. Definitely some things I would change now, and the facial expressions are not my favorite, but I think it's funny how you can tell what's going on. They're walking on these lily pads to get across the river, and this one is also very clumsy, and it looks like she's about to fall over, and we have our little frog friend down here on the lily pad. And this one's like, oh my gosh, don't fall. This one's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fall. Anyway, I do really love this piece, and I just think it's so funny. Definitely some things I would change, but still really love this one. Okay, this one is another continuation of the last one. This is after she actually falls in and she comes up, and then this is that frog that was on the lily pad before. When she comes up, she accidentally picks up that lily pad on her head, and then this frog actually decides to stay with her in the next one, which we'll see a few paintings from now. So this one, oh my gosh, I love this one so much. This one is actually based on my brother. Just as a side note, all my characters, except for the most recent two, are either part Filipino or full Filipino. That's just because it's based off of me and like my family and friends around me. But so I think I'll definitely keep making Filipino characters because it's so much fun to make characters like based off the people around you. But so this one is based off of my older brother because he's so expressive when he eats. It makes me laugh so much. But so the background is based off of our Lola's house, which is our grandma's house, and she always had this calamansi tree growing in the back, so that's what's in the back there. And then he's eating some chicken siopao, which is kind of like some chicken dumplings pretty much. Not dumplings, but it's more like a steam bun. But anyway, I really love this one because I just think it looks so cute. It just makes me giggle every time I see it. Okay, this one I actually made for one of my really good friends. This dog is like one of her favorite dogs in the whole world, and so I drew them like on a little picnic together. And she's also a little artist, so in her little notebook I drew her drawing the puppy. And then I also put a little bike in the back just for a little more detail, but I really love this one. And also, in case you couldn't tell, I think painting with green is one of my favorite things of all time to do. Honestly, I'd never painted with green before until I painted that first painting with my characters, but now honestly, like, I think it's just one of my favorite colors to paint with. It's kind of funny because I've never ever liked green before. I feel like I've always definitely gravitated more towards blues and purples, and blues and purples are still like some of my favorite colors, but I think definitely to paint with, I'm leaning more towards green. So this one is my little character after she crossed the river, and she's on the other side of the forest, and as you can see, it's kind of ending a little bit over here as there's a lot more plants, and then there are these fishtails in the back that I kind of hinted at, and also there's still that frog on her shoulder from the last one. I think I'll just always have them be together just because I think it's like a cute little accessory, and it's kind of funny. Like, I just love when artists hint back at like old paintings. I just think it's so cute. So I don't know how long he's gonna stay there or if I'll still continue the series, but I like thinking that he's still with her. Okay, this was the next piece I did, and I put almost all of my characters in this one, and I put one new one in here. But I really love the way that the colors came out. Here we have my character that was eating the chicken steam buns, and then we have these new fish, and then here we have a new character, and then here we have the two characters that were traveling. And here is the full view of this one. But I do really love this art piece, and I really want to continue my series that I was working on, just because I think it's so much fun, like to draw art based off of characters that you already have and have like your own little story going on. But we'll see. I feel like I'm kind of in a new place in my life where I definitely enjoy looking back at this, but I don't know if I would have as much joy still drawing it. It's definitely something that I'll have to try. It makes me a little bit sad, but it also makes me a little bit happy that I know that I'm accomplishing new things in life. So I'm a little bit sad, but I'm also really happy at the same time. Okay, the next one I did was this one. I really wanted to learn how to watercolor water, so I am really happy with the way that this one came out. I definitely wasn't expecting anything, just because I've never really painted water before, other than in that last one. But I'm really happy with the way that it came out, and especially the sea foam. I just think it came out so pretty, and so I was really happy with this one. But I think during this one I kind of noticed that I definitely prefer painting with greens, but I still finished it, and I'm really happy with the way that this one came out. The next one I finished was this one. I'm really happy with the way that this one came out. I'm looking forward to keep practicing here and keep practicing other things. Okay, my most recent one is this one, and I started to do the other parts, but I just don't really like the way that they have been coming out, so I don't know if I'm going to continue it, but for now I did finish this one, and I'm really happy with the way that the tears came out. I've never done tears before, but I'm just really satisfied with the way that they came out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.